Turn 90. All right, so we have a situation here. Worse, he is on 9 laws, and that 9th law, I'm not sure I can get this tooltip to work. The 9th law is Holy War. Holy War, of course, is here in the tech tree, which means he's going for barding. In fact, knowing him, he wouldn't turn on Holy War unless he just got barding. That means I'm going to have cataphracts. That's why I am beelining the hell out of infantry square right now, because I need something to kill cataphracts with. We'll deal, right? I also just got dromons, so I'm upgrading. We've got this amazing, crazy standoff here going on. All right, let's review what's going on since the last turns. So turn 80, didn't see any of this stuff, of course. He started Circus Maximus because he has legendary and I don't. I discovered cohorts. I founded this city here, right here, Samarkand that you see. Made peace with the Numidians and also eliminate them at the same time. I had an option to marry someone, got coinage, landing sale, and Drome on this turn, finished the Colossus, and we are basically on full war footing. I'm going to try to attack and might record the turn, we'll see. With my Dromons, I should have, I did not have these training to upgrade this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 coming out, 7 to upgrade against 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. It looks like he just finished production on that because it ended my turn. 5 triremes. 7 Dromons against 5 triremes. I like those odds. He will have barding. He has barding, which means, or likely has barding or is barding next turn, which means cataphracts. I did cute things. You'll see I have no money left, largely because I went trade league to start, sold everything down, and then swapped to autarky after I sold down so I could afford to upgrade all my Dromons. Very, 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 very badly wood constrained right now. Getting woodcutters everywhere that I can because we sorely, sorely badly need wood. Anywhere, everywhere, very badly. Getting a swordsman here, that probably should be a pikeman, but we will deal with it for now. Can't swap and it's already constructed. But yeah, at this point I think I want to build spears to upgrade, or I don't know. Spears, I guess, yeah. Spears feels really bad to spend the 50. Don't have anything else though, so. Yeah, so succession secure, doesn't matter. We swap to decree here because we're going to need orders to deal with all whatever he sends our way. We'll definitely want to attack with boats. It's going to get bloody very fast. He's got elite Amazon cavalry. Most of his forces, I suspect, are being held back here. This does not look as safe as it is, as you think it is. So, yeah, interesting. That was showing inquiry before. I guess he just queued it, or that was showing decree before, but now since it's not my turn anymore, it's showing back to decree, inquiry, which means he had just a 1-turn decree. I guess for flexibility, moving things around, we will see. I've reinforced here, blocked off everything, using the Libyan cavalry as sort of as meat shields, and then getting my swords here as well. Yeah, I want to secure the sea, and then use that for complete freedom movement, and then get some pikemen very, very quickly behind that. Definitely going to be pretty tense here. Age 54, so we might see some succession, which would get me an orator, which is fine. Age 52, very similar ages here. So we will see. I think she is, yeah, over here, just pumping out specialists like no tomorrow, especially woodcutters. 15 wood for this woodcutter here. And yeah, that's going to be amazing. Knows good ambitions that I've seen. Tech tree, we just talked about the techs that we picked up. We are going straight for infantry square now because we need pikemen to stop barding. It'll also work against this unique unit, which is, you can't see the Kushite cavalry here. So similar competent. We stole research here, and we're going to continue stealing research. Laws and theologies wise, yeah, we went over that. Wonders, he did start Circus Maximus. He's 7 years away, so we have a little bit of window here. All Circus Maximus does, though, is it just gives his mounted units XP, which is, of course, a ticking time bomb, and new ones start with Swift. So it basically puts you on a clock. So cities by training, we've got Cataphract Archers coming out here. I did not rush it. I didn't want to use the civics on it. I could have. I think I have more than enough cataphract archers right now to deal with, so I can just hard build. I did rush this. Painful lesson I learned: if you have a unit on the harbor, so I bought tiles with set colonies here, and then swap back to serfdom, and then put a harbor here so that I can get production out of this city, which is very, very good production. It's a 2-turn drama, although I'm rushing it out here. So this city will probably go back to increase, and then I'll just solo turn Dromons or something. We'll see. Although I presume once I wipe his boats, there's no point for more Dromons. And these seas are oddly, weirdly not connected. But yeah, I accidentally produced one here because if you have a unit sitting on the harbor, the next unit will not come up on the harbor. Instead, it will go somewhere here. Very, very frustrating. I had to throw a trireme, but it's pointless in here. I guess I could have put it here for, like, I don't know, bridging, but I was so angry I just disbanded. Yeah. Source of science. Oh yeah, cities by training, 46, 45. Sardis is coming along nicely at 36. I think this one is, yeah, double algered apprentice officer. So this is sort of the basic city. 36 for a non-hunter one, and not playing around with shrines or anything here, and no governors. So Ectabana is also coming in line here. It is at 28. Where's Ectabana? All the way over here, I think. So that's coming online as well. And Passagarde over here, slowly coming online as well. Everyone else, Para, I guess we're getting some gardener in there. Where's Para? Down here. So we started, but we're getting the honey. And yeah, everyone else is pretty chill training-wise. 30 science burn, not upkeep, but I think it's fine. Right now, the last tech we need is pikemen, and then we're good. So we should be fine. City science is pretty much driving our science. Family opinion, everyone loves me, great, adorable, wonderful. So that's very, very good. And we're going to keep holding on that. Again, if we need to go to Orator, we can for a bazillion more orders. So definitely an option to consider. Abdication, potentially. So you don't want to if we don't need to, but it's definitely an option. We'll see. I think the superiority of having Dromons in this lake is going to be huge. It will let me control the water, which then will let me choose where I fight. But him having barding, it's fine. There's no rush. I just definitely am going to need pikes to deal with that. So graph-wise, let's take a look at military score. So turn 80, we were here at 34.25. We are now at 68.47. So basically a straight vertical line since turn 70, which is always great to see. Resource production-wise, similarly, orders 59, and we're now at 78. And then science-wise, we are at 234, and we're at 253. We were peaked as high as 265, but of course we just picked up autarky. So that'll slow it down a little bit. Got military units produced. Autarky is super valuable, though, because it does increase our wood production and our iron production, two things that are very, very badly constrained. All right. Specialists, we've got 7 apprentice officers, 10 elder officers, and no poets, because we just did not have tempo to build that. Probably a mistake on my part, considering the growth. The clear, strong growth here. This could have been a very good elder poet city, and he indeed did do that. You see the elder monk, double elder poet. Farmer, that's giving him 81 civics, largely just from 14 from that double elder poet, as well as Forum 8, Forum 4. I have 92, but primarily off of my insanely strong leader, who has 110 charisma and eloquent. So she is just complete beast mode, insanely great, just crazy good. So that's part of the reason I feel really bad running Decree, because she could two-turn the inquiry. But I think it's much more important for me to have orders next turn and all subsequent turns, and there's just not that much tech left to go. Like we're already at 1,000. So we have, yeah, so we're 1,000. So we'll have 400 out next turn, and then 400 this, that means 600 tech. So 1,900 tech to get. We're getting 200 a turn. And then we have this inquiry for another 120. And then we can inquiry here because we're not going to be able to maintain. There's no point rushing out Dromons here. We just do not have the wood to produce more than one at a time. We've basically, and again, I don't know that we're going to need that many more Germans, but I'm going to need the wood for pikes anyway. So this city will go back to inquiries. So that'll be about 200 every 3 turns. So should have pikes in 5, 6 turns, and I can always go back to inquiries here if need be. So 4 turns potentially for pikes. But I really think next turn, I just want to have orders in place. Might have been a mistake. Maybe should have gotten inquiry. I don't know. You can always abdicate for orders and then run inquiry. So that is also an option. Abdication is -10 legitimacy and 100 civics, but it does give me an orator right away. So we'll see. And she could continue tutoring. We'll lose a little bit of civics from the double dipping on eloquent, because we have eloquent as leader and eloquent as so yeah, +3 from the eloquent leader and +6 from her being eloquent. So she's giving +9 base, which is super strong. Yeah, Cogman, Fountainhead, Glorious. Nothing really to see there. So, and then workers, we've got 28. And we've produced 19 military units, mostly cataphract archers and a bunch of triremes. So, game definitely shaping up. Very, very interesting here. So, yeah, gonna see how this goes here. He's probably gonna keep out pumping triremes, although I presume Dromons will eat triremes, especially since I have some decent generals on some of them. I have not had a chance to really upgrade them. That's why I'm rallying troops here. So, all right, see you in 10 turns or sooner if I decide to replay one of the attacking turns or something.
Turn 90. So we've been trading treachery missions with him. So our capitals are both pretty damaged. Neither of us choosing to repair them because none of the cities is in danger since we have limited force march. And the reduction in production is not enough to justify taking a turn off from producing these projects. Now let's start this off with the timeline again. So we started the Circus Maximus, as I mentioned in the previous sitrep. Still ongoing. These last one was, I think, is 16 turns is the build time. Of course, a bunch of people are dying. We finished Martial Code on 85, and we did found a few cities. You can see the this city, and this city was founded. So we have parity in number of cities right now. Both of us have 15 cities. Immediately enacted Holy War. Some people dying, some courtiers dying. We did finish our military unit kill ambition by killing some raiders and Scythians here, but we also had 3 rebels spawn in this city. We had to pull some Kushites down for a turn, but nothing too problematic. Those are very, very fast. We finished barding last turn and upgraded some cataphracts. Finished land consolidation this turn. And since we can see he finished the Colossus this turn. Let's see. So in terms of research, finished land consolidation as mentioned. Toggle names. And we are now moving towards hydraulics. We are very tight on resources. Basically, can just build 1 cataphract a turn, which is not enough. So we're picking up machinery and going for hydraulics to get some mills down, increase our resource output again. Afterwards, we'll have to see, I'm not sure, maybe going towards fiscal policy if it's still needed by that point. It's quite a bit of investment. I could only also go towards vaulting, get the discontent boost and the legitimacy from cathedrals. I have a bunch of idle disciples that could use something to do. Don't think we want infantry square, although at least right now chain drive is an option when we're already here, but I'm not quite sure yet. Like this top path, just having either autarky for more resources or trade league to sell at a better rate and to buy units with holy war, or for buying orders with coin debasement. Surprisingly, he didn't go for cataphracts, so he first grabbed swordsmen, and he just now finished Dromons, so Latin Sail. This means I'm now conceding this lake, more or less. I was mainly keeping up just to not allow him, like his swordsmen and his tribal units, to have an easy route to attack. Because if I'm like, when he initially pushed forwards, took the city, he even bought some tiles here, like positioned his swordsmen in the front. I didn't feel comfortable attacking into him, just because like it's still 8 versus 8, so I still need like 3 units for each swordsman, and he can then swoop in with all his cataphract archers. So I was pulling back, like even further than this, like even like my fortified spearmen did pull back, and I'm now been moving back forwards again as I'm having 5 cataphracts here, and I'm now poised to attack into his big clump of units here. I'll have to see if he stays around in this formation. My Kushites are very fast. They are the only land unit with 4 movement, so I have no problem reaching these units with my Kushites, and cataphracts can at least reach the front. I'm not probably don't want to move all the cataphracts in anyway, maybe just 3. I can one get in here, start routing to the top, and another like start routing into here. Like I have 1 horse promoted that can route through here and then into these backline cataphracts, and then I have another infantry promoted one that can like route through these fortified in urban tile swordsmen. So I'll have to check next turn how much of this I can kill. If I can clean up most of this, I'm going for the attack, because that's a lot of his, almost half of his cataphract archers are in here. If I can kill those off, that's probably a winning move. So we have to see if he sticks around. We are, in terms of numbers, we're pretty even matched. But I think just having these cataphracts, like the horse promoted one, where is it? This one. I might even stick a general on this turn. Like it is still doing here. You can see it's like 10 or 12 damage in here. Like these top aren't in his national territory, but even down here you can see it's like still. This is also all flat and open ground, so the melee horse units are going to have a field day in here. But even here you can see it's like still 8 damage, so it's going to do good. And then when we are routing through with cataphracts in circle, like all these units are going to get damaged, so it's easy to get them into route range again, the ones behind. Yeah, he's also switched over to Decree again. I think he was on an inquiry last turn. So probably in anticipation of the attack. I don't think he wants to attack since he pulled back and fortified. So this kind of indicates that he wants to make a stand here, which is surprising. Like having this clump of units to get neatly presented for routing is not exactly ideal. He can of course march in his ships and kill mine. He has the movement to reach with his Stromons. There's not much I can do. Maybe he'll try it as a distraction to hope I'm focusing my Kushites on his Stromons, but if he stays like this, is most likely just going to attack his units. The economy front, we also started our groves, or some of our groves. Some of our opinion is pretty spotty. Barely keeping 200. We might need to reassign some of these luxuries next turn if we are dropping below 200 to keep the extra combat bonus. Like we already did pour luxuries into the stages, but as we know, we've got some leveled up our cognomens, so we are doing better in terms of opinion than the last few turns, but also we have an orator coming up, so we do want to keep the families happy. The clerics are somewhat trivial, since all of our family heir, the leader and heirs of these, as well as having the holy sites and such, they are very happy. The somewhat a big problem are the sages, since we are not fulfilling like anything of their opinion preferences. It's like they far behind in specialists. We are considering marrying the tribe. That's the one event that's still up here, which is another -40, but that's the a marriage for our son, so it's well, it will come into play once he is on the throne, and since he's the orator, he wants to keep them happy. So kind of problematic, but anything else, we have freedom. This is from an event, but we don't have any universities, not having the tech and not having the legendary cities to build those. We are going to get we have salt for them, and we are going to have lavender in a few turns. Would like to get another city for them, so they have the most. Cities right now. We have 5 for every family. We are going to get honey, which will help. And towns, I'm not sure if we have any yet. Those take quite a while to level up, and we have like those are still like 16 and 20 turns away. So that's why going for vaulting might still be a decent choice. So in terms of records, quite a few citizens still standing around. Here, but I think we are currently mostly lacking in resources to keep our cataphract production up. So there's still a few, since we finished some ranges, there's still a few officer spots open, but also the officers also cost food, and since our cataphracts cost food, it's kind of pulling in 2 directions, like spending food on more cataphracts or spending food on officers to build cataphracts faster, but then we also need more food to build those cataphracts. So we are going to be using most of our worker time to build farms and mills once those finish. Like our iron also needs to increase. With cataphracts costing hundreds of each. It's quite expensive. Technology, we are sitting at competent right now. Unfortunately, we're probably going to lose our steel research mission since he's severely ill, and I think if he dies, this gets cancelled. But maybe we are lucky. I think he has a decent wisdom, but it might be prudent to replace spy masters early just so this doesn't happen. It's just like getting like 5 or even 10 more per turn is just not in the ballpark of 270 every three turns. So kind of want to make sure that those get their missions finished. Improvements. Here we have a decent number of mines, but I guess not enough. And a lot of those are also like gems and such, gems and salt. So in terms of resource prices, stone is going down. We have been selling quite a bit of stone to finance the cataphracts. Wood is going up. That's probably him buying wood. He has like one trireme that he didn't upgrade, so he's probably lacking wood right now. Iron going a bit down. I think I sold a bit. I'm not sure, but maybe that's also him. Been also buying food again, so food prices are on the rise after dropping to absolute zero, or the minimum at least. Military score going up quite fast, upgrading those cataphracts. Also quite like him investing all these resources, like upgrading the Dromons, like the research and the upgrades. I'm fairly happy to concede this. Like, there's not much you can do with these. Like, you can attack the city with one boat, but there's already walls in here. Even a moat, I think. Yeah, we have a moat in here for extra defense. So if he upgrades one to amphibious and marines, that will hurt a lot. But it's not like we need this city to produce anything. Like we even, like this is just producing an archive since we have a scholar leader for a bit of science. It's like we don't have any good, like we are going to lose these resources, which is a bit annoying. Like 20 food that's still quite a lot of resources that we're going to lose, as well as the worker time invested. But in the grand scheme of things, like him having a big fleet in here doesn't do much. He can like support it, like do some damage to my units that are on the coast. But like even this city is not on the coast, so after the initial clash I can like move away from the coast probably. So it's not much these will be able to do. Aside from like if you wanted to attack, he can of course increase his movement towards this city, but I'm not really fearing the Dromons. Like I'm happy to concede this, the Mediterranean, yeah, the miniature Mediterranean. So let's continue here. What has been stagnating? Most of these has been stagnating. Money has gone up. Yeah, we've invested in some. I mean, I'm not sure what this is about exactly. That's probably me starting some councils. Like I'm running council here. There's no good specialists to build. I mean, there are food specialists, but they also cost food. So I'm not sure. The council is giving me like 50 money, which is a decent amount. The council is worth it once the base output of a city is fairly high, although it's only council 2, so Maybe should invest into some specialists, but we need to get positive in food for that. Orders creeping up, finishing some ambitions, but I did use all my workers, so we'll have to see if we have enough to mount a significant offensive next turn. Science has stagnated a bit now. Discontent going up. The new cities increasing that. Culture trading has gone up again. So civics also going up. For him that will also go up since he finished the Colossus. All his connected cities getting another +2 civics. So yeah. For the most part, we are looking to just crush this clump of units and ride this to victory. We have to see what he has planned. So I'm going to take this deal, I think. Taking the hero. We have no use for the diplomat. So this might tank this for our orator in the future, but we'll have to see. So we take on her. Is she? Let me just check. She counts as cleric right now. Is we might give divorcing is a negative opinion modifier on the family, but maybe we can take the hit on the clerics to just get rid of the -40 from the sages once we actually do once our current leader dies. We'll have to see how this plays out. So of course means no more expanding. Not gonna get these olives, but this is still like 20 turns away at max. But this means these are now no longer a threat. We're also at peace, so no more raiders. We just need to clean up these raiders. There's of course the issue or non-issue of him telling the Scythians to attack, which I could do too. Ask to declare, you need to have pleased, which we do have and he doesn't. So that's another consideration. Could buy an order and run this. Like this mostly here, but he has his units here. So as I here are some Scythians. These are fairly close. Yes, there's a camp. I mean, these aren't really hard to kill with strength 8 units, so, or even just, I mean, I have been fighting them off with just one Horsebain promoted spearman. But do we want to do this? I think I just want to, for now, we might start this next turn, but for now I think I just want to add our newly gained hero. Oh, she's from the Clerics family, right? So, do we want to add our... I think we're moving her out of here. Being another... I think we are cancelling the treachery mission for that. So 18% more attack strength on our main route unit. So let's, like we're doing 10, 12, 10, 9. Let's put her on here temporarily. Oh yeah, that increases our damage. Oh yes, I think we take this. And then we can maybe use her on one of the cataphracts. Maybe like if we're holding this one back, we can put her on here. Or we can use her as a spy to gain sight again. But like we're not getting this down below to a point where it matters. Like since he's not rushing these projects, and he will not be able to rush these for another 9 turns unless he starts repairing. It's fine. Same with us. Not quite at the point where we are one-turning these. Like ours costs 100, his only cost 80, since he's not legendary yet. So might be able to one-turn this next turn again, but we'll have to see. Also, we are still gaining more citizens and more civics through these citizens, so this works out just fine. I even may not, since our clerics are happy, I might not even put an instant Scarliner in this grove, as long as these are somewhere in the 400 to 500 range. We don't need the Scarliner, as the citizen is better off producing 2 civics for these projects. Yeah, so maybe I'll record one of the battle turns next turn, depending if he sticks around here and I can do enough damage to go through with it. So yeah, see you soon.